Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy, The Paradigm Shift, back with another banger. But you know, before we even start that party, you gotta hit that like, that subscribe, and that bell to stay motherfucking notified. We live on Twitch right now, doing the thing. And I got a little something I'm gonna talk to you about. And yes, it's another it's another pop. That is a Showtime reference. Eddie Murphy, Robert De Niro. Good film, watch it. I'm going to talk to you about the Kai Cenat thing. Less about the Kai Cenat thing, less about Kai himself, and more just about the overarching understanding that we have about social media icons. Let's play a little game, shall we? My thought process on this is pretty simple. I think that a lot of us are expecting things from people who are too young to really wrap their heads around what they have. I think when we started owning the means of production, and I really mean that, when we started becoming our own figures, you know, we're our own brand, we have our own people that work under us or around us or near us. When we have an understanding of stardom, what do we really know of it in regards to trends? Remember the whole Shia LaBeouf thing where he was like going around to the cameras and live streaming for like everywhere and everything, you know, and everybody was trying to find him or whatever, his art installation. Cool, right? Caused a little bit of a frenzy, but didn't have millions of people out in the street. I think that when we think of stardom, we still see it as a very passive adventure. We don't recognize that, like, posting our location has an effect. We don't realize, and I don't say we because, like I've said before, and I've made the brilliant case of, there are plenty of people out here doing a thing, working really hard on their content, who are trying to get noticed, who do have this understanding of the world. My thing is, and I'm going to repeat this again, is I don't understand how these people don't have people in their ears saying, yo, don't do it this way, don't do it that way, don't do it this way, don't do it that way, don't do it this way, don't do it that way. It's getting to a point where, as I think, because I'm not really reading my chat right now because I like to focus on you, I think that, or I'm sure of the notion that there's got to be a chain of command. There's got to be some recourse to where somebody who's prepped to know what this is like enters this space and says, hey, there are certain things you do and there's certain things that you can try to do. I really don't want to chalk this up to age, but I really feel like just some of the people who have platforms on the internet right now, who are live streamers, who are constantly connected with their audience, do not have a frame of reference to understand. Remember what I said to you a couple days ago about how, you know, if you are hyper aware of certain people, if you are highly connected with certain people, the distance between you and your audience will separate very far. This is obvious. Will Smith don't go to the local cafe and hang out every day. For those of you who have 10, 11, 12 viewers, 13 viewers, I told you before, imagine having 13 niggas in your house. That shit is different. Can you fit 13 people in your room right now? Imagine hanging out with 13 other people right now. Just wherever you happen to be, 13 people are there. You can't control their condition. You can't control what they say. You're just all in the same room together and you're all listening to one dude on the TV. When is that gonna happen? 80,000? 70,000? 90,000? 100? You see the chat as an entity. When you don't gauge your audience to expect a certain behavior from you, and made this so clear so many times. When you don't give your audience something to expect, when you don't tell them how to handle themselves, when you don't set a precedent for what you stand for and how you represent when you go outside, you will get situations like this. You get situations like this. Couple that with the pandemic. We really kind of like eliminate the notion that a pandemic even existed at this point. And that's social conditioning. We are all tired. Oh my God, I'm tired of being locked in my house. I want to go outside. I'm so sick of this, da da da. I understand. I get it. You know, you're a person. You can do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Nobody's making you do anything. But we don't know, because we can't know, because we weren't connected to all those fields when we were isolated. I just happen to have the benefit of being a teacher who wanted to do this, who wanted to be on this platform. So I happened to talk to a lot of kids who happened to be in my class. How are you doing? Like, what's going on? Families that kept in contact after I lost my job. Like, I had a pulse on that. I had a pulse on, so I have a little bit of a pulse in the youth with some schools and some programs that I was working with. I have the pulse from all the schools I've ever worked with. So all those connections to people. When somebody passed away in that circle, I reconnected with those people. I was constantly talking on the internet. I was constantly doing things that I needed to do. I was constantly making content, constantly making contact. Like, people talk to me. So I've ingested all those stories, and now I just can't find it within my understanding that Tony just brought up a great point. There's just for when I say you can't be the most subscribed person on Twitch and not know what that comes with. Does that make sense? I think that's what I'm trying to say. Is that, and I'm remembering that this is a YouTube video. I think that our biggest problem with this current situation is that there is purely there's no excuse for it. And it sets a really bad precedent that, like, people like Destroy, a football YouTuber, sets up one-on-ones, community events, trying to give out money to the community and everything. And when people fuck up there, they leave that footage in of them showing them, yo, we trying to do something good for your community. You hear people arguing, yo, they trying to come back and give back. That's why people don't come to these neighborhoods to do that, because we always end up fucking it up. Let's get it straight. Let's get it popped. And it's a beautiful thing to see that they keep that footage in, because it shows the response of the community when they get something. I can't find it in my heart anymore to find the good in letting these people have this power. And it's making me tear up, because it's like, it puts me in such a weird space where I've been saying for the long time that the longevity of this platform is to have something that can connect to both the youth and like the 30-somethings. If you can match that demographic, you can keep a chick. Are we just flash in the pans, or do we want staying power? Is it all about clout and relevancy, or do we want a legacy? That's a bar. And I can't put into words just yet the amount of I can't. There's no justifications for things. I'm tired of mistakes happening with like young people and popularity. Y'all ain't got no elders. Y'all ain't got no elders. Y'all ain't got no people talking to you. Here I am mad that my dad fucked up my childhood and my dad, like, won't atone for his problems with his children. And even he instilled that in me. Even he gave me that. That man is broken all 5 ways to Sunday. And I've talked about him and the issues long ago on this channel. Maybe I'll link it somewhere in the description or whatever, or you can write a comment. Yo, make sure, okay, if you got to this point in the video, write a comment right now that says, yo, could you put the video you were talking about in the description? I'm testing people. I'm testing people. It's like there are no guardrails. Remember when the TwitchCon thing happened where Adriana, I think, broke her back? I might have the wrong person, but I believe it. Like the amount of countless harassment, like it's just high school, because these people didn't even finish high school. So you're listening to 22, 21, 20-year-olds, 24-year-olds, all trying to tell you that somehow they've got the game figured out. Nick Merckx, I just think they should leave the kids alone. You have too big an audience to be saying random shit like that. Because if random shit could get to you, of all people, with all them people talking to you all day and watching you all day, then can you imagine what some of those people must be feeling like? Yeah, they tried to cancel me for telling the truth. They tried to cancel me for telling the truth. Tried to cancel me for telling the truth. Tried to cancel me for saying the truth. LGBTQ people should just leave the kids alone. And it's like, bro, do you think like being gay is a switch that gets turned on at 18? Hey, what do you mean by that? Kai, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by my bad? I didn't think it was gonna get like that. It's like, it's easy to set up secret. Yeah, okay. Kai, tell you what, Tamir. Let's end this video here, because I'm just gonna spend another 7 minutes complaining about power structures and how Twitch is so top heavy that it's pretty much fucked for anybody who wants to grow to that level or make a living on this platform. Kai, here's a free idea. Don't tell anybody you're going to be in the city. 2 or 3 days beforehand, have your street crew or have your mans or have your people or whatever put little like post-it cards or like make a card or like an emblem or something and place it around the city. Try to keep it within like certain areas that won't mind a rush. And then you might be able to say, hey, scan this QR code, and if you get lucky and you're one of the 100 people, it'll tell you the location of a thing. Grab the emblem, you scan the QR code, make sure you throw it away at the end. If whatever. I feel like the conversation should be less about, or this conversation should be less about what people did wrong. I think it's a question of they were never told to do anything else. And that's a deep fucking rabbit hole to get down. Sad part for you is I got time. Sadly for you, this video is over. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell to stay notified. What are you still doing here? I got more videos right here. What is wrong with you? Let's go. Click another one. I'm waiting. Click another one. I want to see my retention for this part of the video go all the way down to 0 because you clicked another video. They're still there. Click them. Click them.